Hey, how you doing? Alan Mathews here. In this video, we're going to talk about how to migrate over to classical guitar from some other type of guitar that you already play, like folk or rock or heavy metal or whatever it is that you already play, how to get going on classical. So to begin with, the first thing you should do is video yourself playing in some way. Just take a quick video and just archive it. Stick it away. Later you can compare and just see how far you've come on your classical technique. It'll be great to see and it'll give you some encouragement. Now, the next thing to do is that you could just watch a bunch of videos of different classical players and just notice the similarities. People do things a lot of different ways, but if you look at the main ones, Manuel Barwaco, John Williams, these kind of big name type of classical, probably not big name to you if you not in the classical guitar world, but you could just watch them and kind of notice what they're doing and how they're doing it. Don't necessarily try to emulate them unless you want to, but just notice what they're doing differently from you. Now, the main differences in classical guitar and other types of guitar, there's a couple of them. First off, it's in the process. This is a much longer term thing. With a lot of folk stuff, it's like, I'm going to learn 3 chords, sing a song, bam. It's a very low bar to entry, and you can get good really fast. Classical guitar is more of a process, and we take a long-term view. We practice technique. We learn to read music. That's another big difference. We really focus on details, and it's very much more detail-oriented than other types of music are. Not to say that other ones aren't detail-oriented, but classical guitar, but without all the different pedals and different sounds and everything, we focus a lot on details and sound production, all these kind of things. So these are the big differences. Because of this, what you want to do is just completely release the past. So just say to yourself, okay, I release everything that I thought that I knew. I will just put that aside. And so don't need to be right about anything that you have done. Just say, okay, I am a babe in the woods. I am completely fresh and open to anything that's new that wants to happen. That will really help. That attitude will really help you to get better faster on the classical guitar, because you will have to make changes in the things that you're doing just naturally. The next thing is commit to a time frame. So choose like a number of hours or a number of days, like 20 hours. Okay, I'm going to put 20 hours into this, really focus. I'm just going to really pour myself into it for 20 hours, and then I'll take stock. It's really easy, and most people quit because they get into it, they're 1 or 2 hours in, and they say, oh, this is hard, I'm never going to finish it. And then they quit. Instead, commit to a certain amount of time and track that time, and then go back and see where you are. So don't, a week in, 5 hours, 10 hours in, don't try to gauge your progress from there, because you're still just brand new. Instead, choose a longer time frame and then move out from there. Reassess from there. Great, now that we've got that all out of the way, we can actually talk about what to actually do on the instrument. So first off, I would watch my videos on the basics, the fundamentals of movement on the classical guitar, and also the most common mistakes. I would watch those, and then just to get a background of what we're working with here. Then I would set a plan, and ideally in your classical guitar work, then you have your technique work and you have your pieces. Those are the 2 main sections. And so with your technique work, I'll start with an arpeggio pattern. I suggest PIM. You can find the link below, but just a basic arpeggio pattern, and then also I&M alternation with the right hand, and look for that, and that link is below as well. And then some sort of exercise. I really recommend doing rasciatos on your legs with both hands. That link is also below. And so get those 3 things happening and just focus a bit on those every day, and really practice slowly and just to the fundamentals of them, and just actually try to ingrain those movements as naturally as possible. It's not about speed, it's not about power, it's about ingraining muscle memory so that later you can just rely on it. The next thing is learn a piece of music. Get some piece of music and start learning it. There are a bunch on the Classical Guitar Shed site that you can get free music for, and there are tutorial videos. But start playing some sort of piece of music so that you can have something to work on that sounds like music and not just exercises. And then lastly, commit to learning to read music, even just a little bit. One of the things we do as classical guitarists is we read music, and there's a lot of information you cannot get from tab. Yes, it's daunting. Yes, it's gruelingly and excruciatingly mentally hard work. But if you just start just a little bit, notes on the E string, notes on the B string, like little things, and just start that process. It's the little bitty degrees, and it just gets easier with time. Yes, it takes a lot of time. Yes, it's difficult to read music, and it's like learning a whole new language. But over time, you are able to actually play so much more beautifully because of it, and you can get so much more information off the page. So start that process in whatever small way you're willing to do. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So those are a bunch of different ways. You could also, obviously study with a teacher. So as far as just getting your feet wet and getting started, these are a few suggestions for you. Please subscribe to this channel. I look forward to seeing you in the near future. Bye-bye.